Hey everyone, welcome back to TalkEasy English. I'm really glad you're here because today's episode is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about something more real, using English in real life. You know, English isn't something that belongs only in classrooms or textbooks. It's a living language. It's something you live, breathe, and use in small ways every day. And the truth is, that's where real fluency begins. Not in memorizing rules, but in living the language. Let me tell you something real. Most learners think fluency means speaking fast or sounding like a native speaker. But real fluency is when you can use English naturally in everyday situations. When you can order coffee without thinking too much, chat with a friend online, or express your feelings clearly. That's fluency. Fluency is confidence. It's comfort. It's when English stops being something you study and becomes something you live. So how do you reach that point? You start by building small daily habits. You don't need big study sessions. You don't need to spend hours memorizing. You just need a few simple routines that make English a part of your real life. Start your day with English. When you wake up, think about your morning in English. Say, okay, I'm getting up now. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making breakfast. I'm checking my phone. Talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing. You don't need anyone else. You just need your voice. The more you talk to yourself in English, the more your brain gets used to forming sentences automatically. That's how your brain learns to produce English naturally. Now, another simple trick: switch your surroundings to English. Change your phone language, your social media, your playlists, even your YouTube recommendations. The more you see and hear English every day, the more comfortable it becomes. You'll start picking up natural expressions without even realizing it. But here's something even more powerful: create moments of real-life English. Don't wait for perfect situations. You can make them happen. For example, if you're buying something online, switch the website to English. If you're searching for something on YouTube, write it in English. If you're texting a friend who understands English, use it in your messages. Every small use of English trains your brain to think faster and speak more naturally. Now let's talk about mindset, because that's where most learners get stuck. You might think, I'll start speaking when I feel ready. But here's the truth: you'll never feel fully ready. No one does. You become ready by starting, not by waiting. You might make mistakes. You might forget words, but that's part of the process. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Mistakes aren't failure. They're proof that you're learning. When you speak English in real life, don't aim to be perfect. Aim to be clear. If you forget a word, explain it another way. If you make a grammar mistake, keep talking. The goal is not perfection. The goal is connection. You'll notice that people care more about understanding you than about your grammar. Communication is about sharing meaning, not showing knowledge. Here's another thing that will help you massively: daily storytelling. Take small moments of your day and turn them into short stories in English. For example, this morning I woke up late. I rushed to make breakfast. I spilled some milk, but I laughed and cleaned it up. Then I went outside to check the weather. When you tell your life as small stories, you naturally use past tense, present tense, expressions, and linking words without even thinking. This is how natural English grows. Also, notice how native speakers use short phrases repeatedly. Words like actually, you know, basically, or I mean appear in almost every conversation. You don't have to memorize grammar to use these. You can listen and repeat. Over time, your speech starts sounding smoother, more natural, more connected. Another tip: practice small talk every day. Even if it's just with a stranger, a cashier, or a friend online, small conversations matter. Ask simple questions. How's your day? What did you do today? Have we seen this movie? You're not learning grammar. You're learning rhythm, flow, and comfort. That's real fluency. Finally, one thing that's often overlooked: active listening in real life. When you listen to conversations, don't just hear the words. Pay attention to expressions, tone, speed, and emotion. Notice how people respond to questions, how they pause, how they emphasize things. Then, mimic that in your own sentences. This trains your brain to speak in real-life English, not textbook English. And that brings us to the end of the first part. But here's the exciting thing. There's so much more to explore. In part 2, we'll go deeper into applying all these tips in real-life situations, building confidence to speak with anyone, and making English a natural part of your lifestyle. We'll also cover how to handle unexpected situations, tricky conversations, and real mistakes, so you feel fluent even under pressure. We left off talking about listening actively and picking up natural expressions from real conversations. Now let's take it a step further. Real-life English isn't just about repeating phrases or describing your day. It's about being able to handle unexpected situations naturally, like a real conversation with a stranger, a coworker, or even someone online. Imagine you're at a cafe and the barista asks, "What would you like today?" Your mind races, and suddenly you can't remember the word for your favorite drink. What do? Do you freeze? No, you stay flexible. You can say, "I'd like the one with milk and coffee, please." Or, "Can you make it with milk instead of water?" Notice how this works. You're still communicating clearly, even if your vocabulary isn't perfect. That's real-life English. That's fluency in action. Flexibility also means knowing how to repair your speech when mistakes happen. Maybe you said, "I go yesterday store," instead of "I went to the store yesterday." Instead of panicking, you can simply repeat correctly, "Oh, I went to the store yesterday." That small correction is all you need. Mistakes don't ruin your conversation. They make it natural. People understand, and you learn. Every correction strengthens your brain's ability to produce English naturally next time. Confidence is another crucial factor. Many learners understand English perfectly, but are too afraid to speak. They worry, "What if I make a mistake?" Or, "What if they don't understand me?" Confidence comes from practice and experience. Start with low-pressure situations talking to yourself, online chats, or friends who are patient. Then gradually move to slightly harder situations, like asking for directions, ordering food, or joining a conversation in a group. Step by step, you'll feel your confidence grow. Now let's discuss conversation strategies that make you sound natural. A few simple techniques can transform your English immediately. Paraphrasing. If you forget a word, explain it another way. Instead of "I don't know the word for," try "I mean something," or "it's like something." This keeps the conversation flowing. 2. Asking questions. Conversations are a two-way street. Even if you're unsure, ask questions like, "What do you think?" or "Have you ever tried this?" This gives you a break and makes the conversation interactive. Using fillers naturally. Words like "well," "so," "you know," "actually," and "I mean" are not mistakes. Native speakers use them all the time. They give you time to think and make your speech sound fluent. One powerful tip is shadowing real conversations. Listen to a podcast, a video, or even a TV show, and try to repeat exactly what they say. The words, the rhythm, the pauses. Don't worry about grammar. Just copy the natural flow. This trains your brain and mouth to speak like a native speaker. Over time, these patterns become automatic, and your English will sound natural without effort. Another important habit: narrate your life in English every day. Not just small phrases, but full thoughts. For example, "Today I woke up and felt a little tired. I made coffee and watched the sunrise. I thought about my plans for the day and decided to go for a short walk. On the way, I saw a neighbor walking their dog and we waved. When I returned home, I started working on my project. I feel happy because I accomplished a few things before lunch." This type of narration teaches your brain to form sentences naturally, link ideas, use tenses correctly, and express feelings. Even 10 minutes a day makes a huge difference. Let's talk about real conversations online. Messaging in English can help a lot, but it's even better if you start speaking. Apps like voice chat rooms, language exchange apps, or even talking to friends online can make a huge difference. Don't worry about accent, speed, or mistakes. Focus on communicating ideas. Over time, your brain will adjust and your speech will become faster and more natural. Another tip that often gets ignored: repetition and review. Go back to phrases or conversations you've practiced. Repeat them aloud. Try to use them in a new context. For example, if you practiced "I went to the store yesterday," try "I went to the park yesterday," or "I went to the restaurant yesterday." By repeating and slightly changing sentences, your brain learns flexibility, which is essential for real-life speaking. Now, I want to emphasize thinking in English. Stop translating from your native language. It slows you down and makes you hesitant. Instead, try to form your thoughts directly in English. For example, instead of thinking, I want to eat breakfast, in your language, and then translating, think, I want to eat breakfast, straight in English. At first, it feels strange, but with daily practice, your brain will start producing sentences automatically. Fluency is not about speed. Many learners try to speak fast, thinking it will make them sound fluent. In reality, speaking too fast causes mistakes and breaks clarity. Speak at a comfortable pace, focus on connecting ideas, and let your sentences flow naturally. Fluent speech is about clarity, rhythm, and confidence, not speed. Finally, let's discuss how to keep English alive in your daily life. You want it to feel like a natural part of your lifestyle. Read news in English, watch videos, narrate your day, chat with friends, and practice speaking aloud even when you're alone. Use English in small ways every day. Over time, it stops feeling like a skill you're learning and starts feeling like a language you live in. Remember, real-life English is all about flexibility, confidence, narration, repetition, and thinking in English. Use these habits daily, and speaking naturally will stop being a dream. It will become your reality. And that's it for today's episode. If you found this helpful and want more real-life English tips, don't forget to subscribe to TalkEasy English so you never miss an episode. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, English is not just something you study, it's something you live. See you next time.